This is going to be a pretty quick review of solving multi-step equations because this is something we did a lot in pre-algebra, and it's kind of a refresher to bring it back to you, or if you didn't have me for pre-algebra, to kind of give you some terminology that we used. So we have the problem 2x plus 1 equals 10, and our goal is to get x by itself. We play capture the flag, meaning we're trying to get x on one side and everything else away from the x. So we draw our line down the equal sign, and we're going to have the left side be the x side because that's where x already is, and the other side will be the number side. Then we look for spies, things that should not be on the x side or should not be on the number side. The first thing we're going to get rid of is this 1, the plus 1, because it is not an x, it's a number. It needs to be on the other side. We could also get rid of the 2, but it's easier to get rid of the 1. We call that 1 our science partner because it's sitting farther away from our x, and we don't really care about it as much. The 2 is like super duper close. They're being multiplied. So we want to get rid of that last because it's the x's best friend. We don't want to get rid of it right away. So we get rid of the 1 by subtracting 1. If I have a positive 1 and I want it to become a 0, I subtract 1. I do that to both sides. So I get 2x equals 9. X is almost by itself. All that's left is that BFF. As we said earlier, they're being multiplied. 2 times x. They're BFFs, they're best friends, because they're multiplied. They're really close together. To divide the best friends, we divide. So I divide by 2. Anytime I have a number over itself, like 2 over 2, it becomes a 1, so 1x. And that's our goal. We wanted to get 1x. We have a choice. We can leave our answer as 9 over 2, 9 halves, or we can write it as a decimal, 4.5, or we could write it as a mixed number, 4 and 1/2. Any of these answers are acceptable. Let's look at another problem. We're going to do the same thing here. We have the problem 4x minus 7 equals 15. Draw our line. The left side is our x side because it's the only side with an x on it. The right side is our number side. We get rid of our science partner first, which leaves me with 4x equals 22. Now I have to get rid of that BFF, that number sitting right next to my x. They're being multiplied, so I divide. Divide both sides by 4. And that leaves me with x equals 22/4. I can turn it into a decimal, which is 5.5, or I could turn it into a mixed number, 5.5. Any of those would be acceptable answers. The easiest is probably to leave it as an improper fraction, but we also have those other acceptable forms. This problem looks different, but it's really quite similar. We have the problem x over 4, which means x divided by 4, plus 3 equals 2. We draw our line. Again, the left side is the x. It's not always, just the problems I've written it is. And the right side is the number side. Then we start getting rid of things. Just like in the previous two problems, we're going to get rid of our science partner, or that partner that's sitting kind of far away, first. So we're going to get rid of the 3. I subtract 3 from both sides. That leaves me with x over 4 equals -1. On the previous two problems, we've had a BFF that's being multiplied. For this one, I have x divided by 4. So to undo division, I'm going to multiply by 4. When the 4 is in the top, I end up with that case of 4 over 4, which we know is equal to 1. And that's what gives me my 1x, that 4 over 4. So my 4's cancel, leaving me with just x. A lot of people would then write, okay, x equals -1. But what we forgot to do is that if you do it to one side, you have to do it to both sides. So I multiply by 4 on the left, I have to multiply by 4 on the right. -1 times 4 is -4. So my answer is -4. Now they're getting a little bit more complicated. I have the problem 3 parentheses negative 2x plus 1 equals 9. When there's a number that is knocking on the door of the parentheses, it wants to come in and say hello to everybody inside and be multiplied. So I'm going to distribute the 3 to everything inside of the parentheses. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6x. 3 times positive 1 is positive 3, and it equals 9. From here, it's a very straightforward problem. We have our x side on the left, our number side on the right. We get rid of that science partner first, and that leaves me with negative 6x equals 6. To get rid of our BFF, we divide by negative 6 on both sides, and that gives me x equals negative 1. For the problem, negative 2, parentheses, 4x plus 3, close parentheses, minus 2 equals 16, we have a couple things we need to do to prepare for solving. This left side that has all this stuff on it is too complicated to start solving. There are things we can do to simplify it. For instance, we can distribute like we did on the last problem. Negative 8x minus 6 minus 2 equals 16. We're closer to being ready to solve, but we still have some terms that can be combined. Negative 6 minus 2, those are both numbers. I can combine those. So negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. We get negative 8x minus 8 equals 16. Now I'm ready to solve. This is my x side, the other side is my number side. I get rid of the 8 because it's not an x. Negative 8x equals 24. Now I'm ready to get rid of my best friend. Remember, they're being multiplied. To undo multiplication, I divide by 8. A common mistake that people do is they try to add 8. But this is not minus 8, this is negative 8 times x. To undo multiplication, we have to divide. So I divide by negative 8, and I get x equals negative 3. The first thing you want to do when tackling one of these problems is simplify anything you can. This means distribute and combine like terms. Then you're going to decide on an x side and a number side. Thirdly, you want to get rid of your science partner. That's the thing that's plus or minus. And then your BFF. That's the thing that's divided or multiplied. This might be a good page to screenshot. To screenshot on your Mac, hit Command Shift 4, then drag your cursor over what you want to take a picture of. It will automatically save this picture to your desktop.